for iPAS, and we're going to be talking about iPAS and Empower Network tonight because there is just so much going on. We've got the Charlotte event coming up in a couple weeks, and there's just so much to do. So before we do any introductions or anything, I want to turn the time over to Lynn, and she wants to share some information with you.
Okay, so are we going to do right away the sketch thing, or what are we doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sure. All right. Well, because it seems like, by the way, I'm Lynn Brown, everybody, and I've been with Empower Network for about a year and a half now. But I see some confusion out there about the Empower Network comp plan, and I know David Wood went over it, but there's still confusion about what a power line is, and so. Actually, Roy, I want to ask you about that because I want to get clarification. I've seen different people do different videos and different people saying different things, and it's really kind of confusing. So,
okay. Sure.
You had a sketch, you had the circle thing up there that looked pretty cool.
Right. I can share my screen, and we can show that little video.
Okay.
Okay, here, let's try this again. Now that we're live, see if it'll work.
If not, I've got my little doodle pad here.
Well, this was made by Dave Gardner, by the way, so I don't want to take credit for this, but it's
11, 12, 13, 14,
okay.
15. Now,
okay.
So
we focus on numbers 2, 4, and then anyone in the 6 through 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you want to.
Okay. So I understand the sponsor. I understand the you. Okay.
Right.
Let's pretend the you is me, and
yes.
you're my sponsor. Okay.
Okay. Let's pretend that.
All right.
I wish
so then I brought in 10 people. Okay, and people understand about the 1, 3, 5, and every 5 thereafter.
Right.
So then the 2, 4, 6 through 9. Those are the those are the commissions that are made by myself. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, you make the commission from 2, 4 through 9, and then 11 through 14.
Right. Okay.
You make those.
Now, when the power line comes into play, the power line is on the 2, 4. I'm sorry. Yes, the 2, 4, 6 through 9. Is that correct?
Right. Well, okay. So let's take this a little bit further, so it's a little more.
Okay.
In your power line. So we're going to focus on number 4. So number 4, again, they're showing there the 11 through 14. Sorry about that for a second. But let's look at number 4. Number 4 brings in their first person, and they're going to bring in a couple people because you're going to help them. Now, here's the cool part. They might bring in the second person, and their second sale goes directly to them, just like your sale on that first line directly to you. Let's put a third person in there. The cool thing really is that numbers 1 and number 3, their pass-ups go directly to you. Okay, so you are going to get the pass-up. So it's to your benefit to go help that person at position 4 to get that first person in, just as if you were to do position number 2, person number 2, person 6 through 9, so on and so forth in your business. And if we bring this down another level, let's say that person that was in number 4 for the first place originally brought in number 1 on that second level. The third level, at the very bottom of the screen, there's another number 1. That's going to pass up to you as well. So it is a continuous downline.
Okay, so
this is the question that everybody's having.
Right.
Let's say number 4 is Jay.
Yes.
And let's say number 1 is Catherine. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't Catherine, when she brought in her first, why wouldn't that go up to Jay? That's the question people are asking.
Why wouldn't that? So the number 1?
Number 4 is Jay.
Yeah. Okay, and the number 1 below.
Jay, and number 1 is Catherine. Okay. And Catherine brings in that number 1 down at the lower left-hand corner.
Right.
And now the arrow is pointing up to me.
Right.
And people are asking, why wouldn't that go up to Jay?
No, this is the cool part. Okay.
Okay, so this is why I wanted to
make a lot of money. This is what's going to blow everybody's mind because, okay, you don't really want to go wide anymore. It used to be everybody went wide, okay? Mm-hmm. Because if you go wide, you're giving away every other person and then every 5th person. but you can go straight down if you take your second person or your fourth person, however you want to look at it. Say, if you take your fourth person or second, one of yours, and you keep working with that person, you get the first one all the way down, all the way down. Doesn't matter if it's 100 down. You get all the first people. The second person goes up to the one that sponsored both of those people.
Okay, this is why I wanted you to bring out, the explanation of that, because there's been a ton of people asking about that, and with this diagram, it was kind of confusing. But the way that you talk about building out, we're now building down.
Yes.
That I think is the best explanation that people might be able to understand.
Yeah, we're building. Yeah, you want to build down, and in fact, if you take this to let's just say, and we talked about this a little bit last week, but if you can get a group of leaders, this is where the belly to belly, and this is what we're going to be doing in Charlotte, is we're going to start doing Empower Network offline a lot more. And so what you do is you get a leader in any MLM company, it doesn't matter, and then have them bring 10 people into a hotel or into your home, however you want to do it, back the old school way, and you start working, you start presenting the Empower Network. In our case, we have the iPAS system, and that's
the other thing that people wanted to know is, how is the iPAS system going to work with this new structure?
It's going to fall right in line with this new structure now.
Okay.
All the being all in iPAS is now the same thing as all in Empower Network. Silver level is the $19.95 affiliate fee, the $25 blog, and the $100 inner circle. The gold is the Costa Rica and the 15K formula. Masters is still the black level, and you pay $39.95 or whatever, or $97.
Yeah,
and if you want a mentor, and so it'd be crazy not to get the mentors for your people. So everything falls right in line. So you take a group of 10 leaders, and then you start working with each one of them. You just take one and start saying, okay, who are your two top people? And you help them bring those people in, and then you just go down. So the first person will always come up to you, and then you go to that first person.
Actually, the first person goes up to your sponsor, right?
Well, no. Well, we're saying that you've brought in a.
Oh, I see. Right.
You're talking your second or fourth person.
Right.
You've brought them into a meeting, into your home, however, and told them to bring a few people with them. And the reason you want to bring a bunch of people in, because you'll take one person, you'll find the top leader in that 10, and you start working with them and let everybody else watch. You get them. You get a phone call going with one of their people. You get them in, and that person's going to come up to you. And then if you're nice, then you want to work one more and get that one up to them. Then you take that first person again that comes up to you. You say, okay, give me 2 people. Let's get on the phone, and you bring in 2 more people. One for yourself, one for the immediate sponsor. You get that person on the phone, and the first person, you do the exact same thing. That first person will come up to you. The second one will come up to the immediate sponsor, and you can just go right on down. And then you show them, okay, now this person that you've got in that room, you've just made them, thousands of dollars maybe. If all those are all in, you've also made yourself the exact same amount of money, and then Then you go to the next person and you start working theirs, and you get on the phone, and it only take you maybe half an hour to work that down about 4 levels, and the other people in the room, they're going to say, okay, I'm in, and you'll sign up that whole room, plus you've gone down with 2 of those people and taken them down 4 levels, and you've gotten all those people. It's freaking amazing what we're going to do. Get to Charlotte, and you're going to see a system that's going to just blow your mind, and it's kind of based on that, except that David's he's always got an ace up his sleeve that's going to anyway, they need to get to Charlotte.
Pulling a rabbit out of your hat.
Yeah, he's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat, and people are going to be amazed. But essentially, that's what we're going to be doing. But if you do that right now, and then you tell them about the iPAS, start making little videos about this compensation plan.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I wanted to point out, I just wanted to share with everybody too. I've been getting on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been a huge platform for me for even prior businesses, and that's a great marketing tip for folks. You can get on LinkedIn, and anybody that you're connected to, and who they're connected to, you can get introduced. And I've been introduced to several people already, and so that was a tip I wanted to share tonight with folks too, to get on that LinkedIn platform. It is awesome.
Right. I mean, you're not spending any money. People keep telling me, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. What you just said, I mean, did that cost you any money?
No. Just some of my time.
Yeah, take a little bit of time getting somebody in your living room, whoever, somebody that's in network marketing, and have them bring a few of their leaders, and then you just take this down. And if you can't do it yourself, then get your sponsor, because they're gonna be making money to help you out.
That's a good point.
If you look at this, the sponsor, is making, he's making pretty good money off of this thing too.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah. So.
Cool. That's really powerful right there, and exactly what you said about building down rather than out. Getting in as many people as you can. Like David Wood is, it's not necessarily getting 2 people a day. It's building this system so you can bring in teams of people rather than 2 people a day. You bring a whole team in. Right. You can bring an entire. That's what I'm saying. You can bring an entire network in one night. Right. They will. They'll be starting to get on the phone and say, "Hey, I've got my 2 people. Help me." Right. And if you can bring 10 people in a room, you literally can make thousands and thousands of dollars in one night. Just boom, just like that. So thinking about 2 a day. At 25, no, we're not even thinking about that. We're thinking all ins, $29.97, and just going down the line, boom, 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 and start working with a leader. Get introduced on LinkedIn, whatever you have to do to meet somebody. If you go into the master's the master's course in the Empower Network, in the bonus video, Aaron Rashkin is talking about how they started out, because they didn't start out rich. None of us started out rich, and they did exactly that. They started adding value into a circle of a network marketing circle, and then they introduced this and say, hey, I've got this, I'd like you to take a look at it because I'm kind of curious myself, would you mind? And then you show them David Wood's MLM Leaders video, and it doesn't take weeks. You can do this in a matter of a couple of days, still establishing that relationship.
Very true.
So, anyway, Lynn, I know you were pressed for time, so
Yeah, it's like everybody is doing hangouts today and training and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it is crazy. We had one, you know, for our prosperity team earlier too. I don't know if you caught it with Aaron Rashkin. He is awesome. I mean, I always enjoy listening to Aaron. So when you mentioned him about the master's course, yeah, he's definitely someone that, you know, you can model after and gain all kinds of ideas and, you know, things that you can do. So, wow, I really appreciate you doing this, Roy, because I think this will help a lot of folks out there to really, you know, because I don't come from a network marketing background. I'm like Catherine, you know, corporate America. So, you know, my thinking is a little bit different than other people. And you know, I was used to the old, you know, comp plan and things like that. And things are, you know, are changing for the good and empower. And one thing like David Wood mentioned about 100% commissions, it's really not about 100% commissions anymore. It's about, you know, the suite of products that we have and how great they are and how it builds people's confidence because it builds their knowledge. So that's the other exciting part. And when I talk to these people in LinkedIn, that's how I'm talking to them. I'm not even bringing up 100% commission. I don't even care about that.
No,
you
we
know?
don't talk 100% commissions anymore, and
Right.
shouldn't. And this shouldn't have that on there. But I didn't make this video, so I still.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad that you did that, Roy. I'm you know, and I'm sorry I have to, you know, rush and all that kind of thing, but.
I actually did make a video. If anybody wants to see that.
Oh, you did? Is it on YouTube?
Let's see. Let me.
Yeah, share that puppy.
Okay. Well, but it doesn't have any voiceover because I combined it on another. Okay, so I think.
Actually, yeah. If I could. Oh, okay. You did a sketch thing on it.
Right.
Okay.
And so I would have to talk this over. So you've got your first person. You get your two people, so you want to start working with your second person. And the first person from each one of those is, and this goes back to what David Wood was saying, that each person brings in an average of 1.7 people.
Right.
So you see that partial circles over here, those are the 0.7 people. So each person brings in 1.7 people, but the first person they bring in all comes up to you, and so you kind of watch this. So, so at a training package, the 125, you know, your first goes up to your upline. You work with the second person, do the same thing, and then your upline will take care of the first person. So now I start over again because that's the way the software works. Anyway, so this will show an example of. You work with that second person because that one's yours, and their first person all comes up to you. And so, kind of watch this, and you can see exactly what we're talking about. So you sell a $125 package, you make $115 off of that. You bring in, you know, and that next person, second level down, the first person that comes in. Under your first person, because you're going to help him get a person, you know, and so you make $115 at every level. It doesn't matter how far you go down off a $125 package.
Now, how come it's 115?
Because you don't make 100% commissions. We're only making 115 off the 125.
Okay.
Because I went back and looked in my back office to see exactly how much I was making. From a
oh, you're talking less fees and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Right, the less fees.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're actually making 115.
So this is realistic. I gotcha.
This is real. This is you're selling an inner circle at 25. You're selling the blog and the inner circle. Right. And for $125, and so if you do that, you'll get with just 10 levels down, you get $1,150 every month. That's $1,150 every month just from that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
So does that help people? You know, because the other was a little bit confusing because it had a lot of circles on it. Mine was just one string right down, and that's the way Lawrence Tam explained it in his video. So I created mine, and then I noticed then on Prosperity Team the other day they said, "Oh, Lawrence, made one. And so I went over and looked at it. It was like he did the same thing I did. He just went and took one line down, so it makes it really simple to understand. And he covered up. He actually had a piece of paper and covers up the other line.
Which is a good idea, so it doesn't confuse people.
Yeah, so it doesn't confuse people. And so I just took it. I didn't do the other line. You know, if you know, so I don't even take that first person because see that one's going up to my sponsor. That one written right there, that goes up to my sponsor. It's not mine. So I want to work with my second person, and I want to just keep working it all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. The first person for each level comes up to me, and if it goes down 500 levels, it doesn't matter. So,
cool.
Anyway, hopefully that explains, you know, that a little bit more.
I think it will. I think it's good to have it, you know, recorded here for our iPAS 2 Hangouts as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to come back online, and I think, okay, I'm live. Okay, thank you so much. You know, Lynn.
All right.
And you have anything else to share? You got a few more minutes.
You know, that was really it, because like I said, there was, I've been getting barraged with people and all different kinds of questions. Yeah. And, of course, you know, people wanting to know when, I don't know, why is it? People are waiting. They want to wait till iPAS 2 launches. And I'm like, why are you waiting? What's that?
Isn't that stupid? It's like,
yeah.
I gotta wait. It's like, no. It's like pre-launch. Haven't you ever been in a company that's done a pre-launch? And this is the busiest time of all of getting ready.
And the momentum. I mean, you know, this
build that momentum up. Build it up. Get people excited. And it's like, all people are like, oh, I'm gonna wait. Like, what?
I don't know if that, you know, I've asked some people. I said, well, what are you waiting for? I mean, what is it? Do you think it's not really going to happen? You know, I mean, believe me, I wouldn't have this black card if I didn't think iPAS.
It happens. I know Chris and Chris. I know Chris Jones. I brought him into Empower Network. I know him. I know David Wood. This is all going to happen, folks. You know, if you have any doubts, don't have any doubts. I know these guys. This is going to happen, guaranteed. You can stake my life on it if you want. That's how sure I am that because these guys are the real deal. I mean, both of them have put in hundreds of thousands of dollars into the, you know, Chris has put it into an iPAS system. He's probably put $1 million or more into it. Over the last 7 years that we've been working on it. David Wood, you know, put in at least $1 million in Empower, I'm sure, and so of their own money, and you know, they're not making any money. Do you think they don't want to release this? No, they want to release it as bad as you want to see it, because they want to, you know, they got to make some money off this eventually, like everybody else. So.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hate to rush off again, and Catherine waving hi, and Jay waving hi.
Good to have you back. Good to have you.
I know, it's fun. It really is. Wednesdays are just incredibly unreal sometimes. I don't know what it is. Everybody wants to do a hangout and training.
Hangouts, yeah. That's why we changed ours an hour later, because we had Prosperity Team jumped right into ours. David runs into ours. You know, I'm watching his right up to the last minute. Almost didn't I didn't get my Hangout started on time last week because it seemed like Google Hangouts was full. Everybody was, and it wouldn't come up, and I was like freaking out.
Oh wow! Didn't know it could happen. Well, I guess it could happen. It's technology, you know.
That's right. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't get on my own Hangout. What am I going to do?
Well, let's see what happens next week, and you know.
Well, 2 weeks I won't be here because I'm leaving for Charlotte.
Oh, next week is Charlotte. Never mind. Next week is Charlotte. Never mind.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No, it's 2 weeks, right?
We got 2 weeks.
No, it's not next week. It's 2 weeks.
Right, but 2 weeks I'll be gone because I'll be in Charlotte.
Right.
But I'll be on a plane.
Are we on for the next week then, or?
Yeah, we're definitely
Okay.
on next week, everybody. We will definitely be here next week. 2 weeks. Somebody who's not traveling on Wednesday will have to cover the hangout. But
Okay.
I can set that up. So I don't know who's available.
That I'll have to let you know on that.
Okay. Yeah, but somebody's gonna have to take over the leadership.
I think we're
Catherine
all
can.
traveling Wednesday.
Are you traveling Wednesday, Jay?
I think we all are.
Jay, where did you go?
I'm trying to share a screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Some people may not, if they live closer, it may not leave till Thursday morning or something.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean, us West Coasters, we got to be there Wednesday night. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta head out, guys.
Okay. Hey, thanks so much, Lynn.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye. Okay. So.
This isn't working.
I'll be on the road too, so I'll be on the road the week of the conference. So I know I won't be here that Wednesday. So maybe we should just not have it that week.
It's up to we'll talk about it next week and we'll see what everyone's schedule.
However, if there is a launch of iPAS 2, miracles happen.
That's right. Well, we're hoping iPAS 2 is launched right before Charlotte, at least.
Yes.
It should be. By the way, did everybody get their form from J-Cron?
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan sent out, if you're doing anything goes directly in, make sure you get those forms filled out or all your links will go to David Wood's videos.
I thought that was only if you had a third party,
I think it's if you're sending anybody directly to a join link in Empower without going through a David Wood video, I think you have to fill out that form. If there's any questions, let them get back to customer support or whoever, or Andrea. It's Andrea, right? Anyway, I believe that's who it is.
but iPAS 2 for iPAS 2 we're covered, right?
Yeah, they said they'll take. Chris Jones said he.
Right.
Covered.
Right. But if anybody's doing anything else on the side, which some of us are, I mean, right now, obviously, because iPAS isn't set up yet. iPAS 2 isn't set up. So I'm just warning people. Just want to let everybody know. If you have any questions, get a hold of the compliance or maybe customer support in Empower and find out. You think you have a special situation or something, but anything that's going directly to a join link, and you can do that, then you're going to have to fill out, so they can check out your websites and your capture pages and whatever. Okay, Jay, you had 30 minutes of training you wanted to do. So
hold on, because I can't get my screen share to work. I think you.
Oh, you can't get yours to work. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. I changed the views so you can see another part of my house. Well, you don't see that doors because I watched last week's video and you can't see me. So I better turn it around. It was getting too bright outside and nobody could see me. So I turned it around. So, maybe write in the comments if you'd prefer me to have the other way. You don't want to see me. I understand. I have to look myself in the mirror. So if you prefer the other view, just let me know.
You were a silhouette last week.
That's right. I didn't realize that until I was watching the video afterwards. Because I always like to see kind of critique and how we may be able to do better. I thought we did a pretty good job last week, actually, except nobody could see me. But it's like, okay. Anyway.
That happens with lighting.
Well, it was just so bright outside. I mean, people think Seattle, it rains all the time. No, it was so bright that,
Tracking your camera.
Yeah, it was just, it was so. So I thought I better turn the my computer around, and it's like you can see, you can kind of see my house a little bit.
Every Wednesday, I think you've had sun since we started doing these.
Oh, okay. I'll turn a different. I'll get a different.
No, I'm just saying, I don't think you've had rain on a Wednesday in Seattle since we started doing these.
Oh,
Every Wednesday you've had
hey,
sun.
that's true.
See your screen.
I
Can
can.
you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, go ahead, and we'll mute so you can stay up. Or I will.
Yeah, I think both of you guys just have to mute. Let me know, like, for some reason, if you, I gotta have, I pulled up my iPad so I can see, like, the other screen. That way someone can type in chat, like, if you can't hear it or something like that. Here, and today we're just going to walk through, and this is going to be a real basic overview of solo ads. To really get to know all the ins and outs of the solo ads would actually take a long time, like hours, and we have plenty of that in the training. So when you have the time, you need to be going through the training and really learn all the ins and outs there are of solo ads. But this is just meant to be a quick overview, a brief overview, so you could start implementing some strategies that you can get started today to generate some leads and hopefully some sales. So just want to let you know that going in. And some of this is going to be kind of basic if you already know what this is, but there's a lot of people out here who have been asking about it who really don't know anything there is about solo ads or when it comes to some paid traffic. And solo ads are basically just one source of paid traffic. So if this is general and to you, then kind of don't pay attention. This is really more right here concentrating on the people who have never really used a solo ad or anything like that before. So basically, what is a solo ad? Solo ads are an email-based advertising program agreed on between two marketers or organizations that reach out to a list of subscribers that either one of them have, and basically at a fixed price or a performance-based agreement. So basically what that is somebody has already been out there working and establishing and building a list. You're approaching them to pay them for a service where they're going to email out your offer to their list. And you're either going to pay them a set amount of price or you're going to be buying a certain amount of clicks, and that's usually how all the transactions go. Usually it's, I want to buy 1,000 clicks, and for 1,000 clicks I'm going to pay you $700, or if it's 100 clicks I'm going to pay you $40 or $70 depending on how much you are paying per click. And we're going to get into that later of just kind of where you can find some traffic and at reasonable prices. So don't get scared thinking that you're going to go ahead and right off the bat spend tens of thousands of dollars on traffic. I mean, you can if you want, but we suggest doing some testing first and see what works for you. Benefits of using a solo ads, 3 benefits. It's the fastest way to generate leads and build your list. I mean, you can literally have your list go from nothing to hundreds of leads in a day. So it's definitely the fastest. If you don't right now have anything on your list, right now you're not sending out any emails every day, then you need to do some kind of paid advertising to get some leads on your list. And I don't care if it's 10 leads, 100 leads, or 2,000 leads. You need to be emailing out to your list every day. It gives you a way to get targeted traffic to your offer. You're able to target people who are looking to make money online or have made purchases online into products that are in your niche market. So easiest way to get targeted traffic to your offer. And it's cost effective. Like I said, you can get clicks for 30, 40 cents a click, and you can get clicks for a little bit over $1 per click. Usually you kind of get what you pay for, because you can find clicks that are literally pennies on the dollar. I mean, not pennies on the dollar, just pennies. Like someone will say, oh, I'll give you 200 clicks for $20, or 300 clicks for $20 or $10. There was like a $10 solo ad guy and all that. But what they are getting you is garbage traffic. So you want to kind of steer clear of those guys. Now, some cons of using solo ads. You don't have any relationship with that subscriber. They've got an email from somebody that they've know, like, and trust, but then they got sent to your offer. They don't know who you are from Adam. So what we recommend is utilizing our bridge page, which is basically introducing just a quick, real brief interview video, introducing yourself prior to going to the sales offer. Because that way they know who you are. Once they start seeing your emails, they'll say, oh, that's that guy from that video or that lady from that video. So just utilize a bridge page when possible to introduce yourself, get yourself in front of that subscriber before sending them directly to an offer. Because otherwise what happens is you send them right to an offer, and then a few days later you're emailing them, and then they just unsubscribe saying they never got permission to get emails from you. So you want to do whatever you can to eliminate the unsubscribes, and so you want to build a relationship. So do that with a bridge page. We're going to have a source here for you coming up in a little bit that is perfect for creating your own bridge page. Conversions from click to sale tends to take a little bit longer, and that kind of goes back to that relationship. They don't know who you are, so if it's not a really great high converting offer, chances of you getting immediate sales are going to be slower and take longer, and you have to use email marketing and follow-up marketing relationship to build that relationship to get them to buy with you if you're looking at a higher ticket purchase. And like, this is not really a con. I don't know why this is on here. Cost effective. I think that just got carried over from the other slide, but it can be, if we want to add something here, it can be expensive if you're just throwing money out there and not doing your due diligence and making sure that you're spending traffic or spending money on quality traffic. So not necessarily cost effective, it can be cost ineffective if you're just throwing money out there and kind of some that they refer to it pay and spray, where you're just paying and spraying out your offer and hoping that something sticks. Some tips on using solo ads. You want to be leveraged to earn a minimum of $500 per sale. A lot of you who are watching this right now are obviously in Empower, so hopefully you're all in. You've got capability to earn up to $4,600 per sale. If you're earning anything less than $500 per sale, you're going to find yourself spending money and never making money. You're spending money, never making money. If you're only earning $25, $75, $100 per sale, you're spending $100 on advertising and maybe getting a $25 back sale back, you're always in the hole. So you want to make sure that you're leveraged in your business to be able to earn higher commissions. That way, using paid traffic makes sense to you. You want to use reputable providers. We're going to talk a little bit later about looking at ratings or looking at feedback and make sure that you're dealing with sellers who have a good reputation. And you want to know who's on that list. You want to know what kind of niche they're in, if they're in a make money online, work from home, biz ops seekers, healthcare, if they bought products for, are they buyers on the list? You kind of want to know that going in so you know how to target that specific audience. You want to geo-target top-tier countries: United States, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. Although we have a product that we can sell in any country around the world, not all those countries use credit cards right away or have easy access to credit cards. These top 5 countries, the top-tier countries, are countries where people use credit cards. They're more apt to make a purchase right away with the credit card, pull out and buy when they see your initial offer or during your follow-up. Other countries, it just tends to take longer, and you want to try when you can to get a majority of your traffic from the top tier countries. Usually when you run an ad, it'll be split with a majority of it coming from the top tier countries, so that's what you're looking for. Like I talked about this earlier, extremely cheap traffic tends to be garbage. There are people out there who literally sell traffic and clicks for pennies, but basically what they are doing is they're advertising your offer on it's basically a forced pop-up that comes up before somebody can get access to whatever they're looking for online. If they're looking for places to download movies or videos, or if they're going to adult sites, a pop-up will come up. They'll be forced to put something into an email box before they can get to see that content they're looking for, and that's where you end up getting your click from. So it's people that are never going to buy from you. So don't go buying $10 solo ads and for, someone will tell you, oh, I'll give you 300 clicks for $10 or something like that. Just stay away from it. check to see if your offer has been mailed recently. Usually the provider will let you know. I always like to ask them, if I'm sending to Empower to the iPass and be like, have you sent this offer recently? And if so, how long ago was it? What kind of results did you see? Different things like that. You also want to know if your provider is in your company, because if they're in the same business as you, or if they were in it in the past, chances are that those subscribers have already seen those offers over and over and over again, and you're probably not going to get a good opt-in rate from that. Who provides the copy? Do they want you to provide copy, or do they have a copy they use? A lot of providers have some copy that they already use and they send it out, and you can ask to see that copy, or you can create your own copy and deal with sellers who will allow you to use your own copy. One thing you are going to do is use your own capture pages. Most of the good solo ad providers won't even allow you to send traffic to company capture pages, just because they've been overused and sent out so many times that they just don't convert, and it's going to take them forever to get you your clicks. So they just won't even do it. So they want you to have a customized page, a customized offer page, create your own opt-in page. And usually they'll also give you feedback on that opt-in page and let you know how they think it's going to relate to their offer, or to their list, or how their list is going to respond to it. So we're going to show you another source here at the end, same source, where you can create your own capture page as well. You want to run a test, preferably if you can 300 to 500 clicks, but nothing less than 100 clicks to test out the traffic. You want to be testing and see how it goes, and then scale up. Go use those results, analyze them, and then scale up. Find multiple eggs. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. I did this kind of last fall. I had found a really good provider during the original iPAS system, and we were doing the kits, and she was on our list, and I was selling kits, and it was going good. Well, then GetResponse shut down our list, and she was basically my own provider that I was using, and I just ended up being out, so I had to start finding new sources. So you want to have multiple traffic sources. And then you want to know when your mailing is scheduled. You want to know when it's timed for, especially if you got like an offer that's a timed offer. If the offer is not going to get mailed out till next week and the offer ends 2 days from now, that doesn't do you any good. So you want to know when your mailing is scheduled to go out. Some tools for solo ads, and it looks like it's kind of got cut off here. I don't know if I can get that up there or not. But tools for solo ads is you want to be able to create your own opt-in page, capture page. So lead pages, Epic Squeeze, Optimized Press, Funnel Kit, etc. There's a ton of them out there that you can choose from. A lot of them, though, you have to be utilized on, or have to be plugged in or installed on a WordPress blog. So I like to say that Lead Pages is definitely the most user-friendly. They have great training, great videos that show you exactly how to do everything, and they provide just a ton of value to their customers. So Lead Pages is definitely the most user-friendly, and you can have all your pages self-hosted on their servers, which is an Amazon server, so it means they load just super fast. And then you always want to have something to track your links. I have been using ClickMagick because it gives me some features that other rotators just weren't doing, or other trackers weren't doing. It gives me the option to have a rotator, it gives me the option to have exit pops, it gives me the option to set up co-ops if I want to do that. And best of all, it's got a 14-day free trial, so you can try it out for 14 days, see if you like it, see if you can get used to it. It's another site that's got a ton of user value and provides great training videos to teach you how to go through everything. And you can get these tools at boostyourmarket.com/tools. I just wanted to show you real quick here what you're getting with Lead Pages and why you're starting to see more and more people using Lead Pages versus some of the other programs that are out there, just because on Lead Pages you can have it self-hosted on their server. It's a lot faster. They use Amazon servers, and you don't have to know all the technicalities and technical details of using plugins on a WordPress blog or all the ins and outs of managing another blog on top of what you're trying to do. With Lead Pages, you basically can set up your pages, set them up the way you want, have them linked to your autoresponder, and then go to whatever offer or whatever it is that you're promoting, and not have to worry about that. It gives you more time to basically work on your business, and not have to get tied down by a lot of the little details that tend to hold a lot of people back. But just going to run through this real quick, show you some of the examples that you get. And some of these I'm sure you've seen before. There's different sales pages, opt-in pages, webinar pages, thank you pages, and then like launch pages if you're launching a product. And they've got video sales pages, different things like that. So let's just take a look, say, in sales pages. And they're always updating the templates and examples they have here. You can also sort them by conversion rate, so you can see what's working at the moment. And always, when you sort by conversion rate, so it'll show at the top. It'll show the ones that are converting according to their statistics. These are the best converting pages. And then you just can go through here and see there's just different pages that you'll just pick and choose which one you want to use. You can add videos if you've got a video that you want to add on your sales page. Or if you're going to do capture pages, you would go here to opt-in pages. And I'm sure here we'll see a couple that you've seen probably recently because they're going around a lot. And the good thing is you can customize like your backgrounds and different things like that. Like this one I've seen a lot. This one I've seen used a lot with this lady looking at the offer. And whatever picture you do, if you do use a picture with people, you always want to have them looking at your offer. So you use this template, and then you would just go in here and you can start customizing it to whatever you want it to say. You'll tie it into your autoresponder. You can convert change the image out here. You can take logos off. This their logo. You can put your own logo. Let's just click and edit, basically. So it's real simple, So I can just change this. This is a demo of how easy it is to edit. And then you just click on whatever you want to change. If it's opt-in or whatever, you just click on there and you can just edit it out to go along with wherever you're sending them. And the submit button, oops, I have to go out of this. And here, if you're going to be sending to a video, you want the video now, or whatever it is that you want to put in there, you can always edit that out to, like, say, go along with your message. And then there's also another one that's been real popular, and that's another thing too, is a lot of people spend a lot of time editing these pages and trying to make them super fancy and have fast videos in the background. The thing about using the videos in the background is that not everyone's internet is high speed or as fast as speed to load some of those videos, the flashier type videos. So a lot of times you're just wasting time spending it and putting your efforts into videos that you're not going to end up seeing. So it's crazy as it is a lot of times you go and look at these opt-in pages, and this one right now, this survey page, is still one that's converting like crazy. You see it all over. It's real basic, real simple, and it just converts like crazy. People just see it, they click on here how they heard about it, and they just enter their email. So don't spend a lot of time creating a lot of custom pages and getting real fancy with it. Just get your message out there. Don't have a lot of words and things like that on it, so your message doesn't get you don't want to sell on the opt-in page. You want to let the videos and your landing pages and your sales pages do the selling for you. So you want to leave just enough information on your opt-in page to get them curious to want to see the next page. So you want them to know why they should put their email in, and just just tease them a little bit to let them know why they need to go to the next page. All right. That's all I just want to show you real quick on lead pages, and we'll talk to you soon. Give you a quick rundown on ClickMagick and some of the features and benefits and how they can help you with your business. I had been previous to this, I had been using HyperTracker, which worked out good for me. I was able to rotate the links and different things like that the way I wanted to. Two things I didn't like really though, one to it always gave me a really long link, which if I didn't want to cloak it or customize it, I didn't like having that really long, crazy link there, especially having the word tracker in it. I think that kind of deters some people from opting in. And then also, I was able to rotate links, but I wasn't able to do anything else with them. With ClickMagick, I'm able to create my links, rotate them, and then I'm also able to set up exit pops. So basically, if somebody clicks off my ad, they can get they'll end up seeing a second ad. So I get 2 opportunities to reach that same lead. So it just comes in handy. If you are using it for a solo ad, you have to check with the provider and make sure that they allow exit pops. Some do not allow exit pops. They'll usually let you know right away because they always test your link. So they'll always check. So if an exit pop pops up, they'll let you know that you can't have exit pop in there and you just have to turn it off. Not really that big a deal. With the rotator is cool because you can send your traffic to different multiple offers or multiple capture pages if you want to do that. And then also what you can do is you can set up, if you were going to buy a bunch of clicks and send it and you want to share that traffic with your team, you can set up a rotator and split out those clicks evenly and send them all to different links of your team members. So if you wanted to give somebody clicks or things like that or traffic as a bonus, you can set up a rotator in here and do that. So let me give you a real quick run view of a couple of the exit pops and how it could benefit you for what you're doing now. Give me 1 second here. So say you were going here and you were going to send them to this capture page. Now when you send your traffic to this capture page, they're going to read your offer. They're going to look at your offer and go through, and then they have the option here to put their email in. Well, if for some reason your offer didn't appeal to them and they just decide to leave the page, if this is the only option here, then you're basically done and you lost a chance to capture that customer. Now, if you have an exit pop set up, when they go to leave this page, they're going to see a second offer. And you'll see right here, I just have the Empower offer popping up just kind of used as a demonstration. So you've got a second chance to capture that customer. So it just gives you a second opportunity to reach that customer, whereas you may have just lost out on them completely. All right, now that's one feature. You go from capture page to capture page. Now, the second option is I see people all day sharing stories and different things like that on Facebook and on Twitter, and maybe you put a blog and you share a link to your blog, and then what happens is you have to, when you've got them traffic coming to your blog, you're hoping that when they're reading your blog, they'll click on your offer at the bottom or click on one of the sidebars and end up entering their email in. So say this is a blog. Well, this has automatically got a pop-up that after 7 seconds, an offer pops up on the page. See? And now it just made a switch. So now in order to keep reading that story, they've got to either enter their email here and go to my offer or close it out. Now I just did it on 7 seconds because it was shorter and we're just doing it for demonstration purpose. But normally I would have, if I had a long blog post or something here I wanted people to read, and I knew they were going to be on the page for, say, a minute, if you're lucky you get them on there for a few minutes, I would set it up maybe 10, 15 seconds and then have my offer pop up. But that's just another way that because you're sending people to links all day, and you can send them whatever link you want. You can send them to a newspaper or article or on a news site, CNN, whatever. You can use that link in your Magic Click or Click Magic and then have that offer pop up after, like I said, 10 seconds of somebody viewing that page. So it just gives you another way to track customers or capture a customer's email. Now that doesn't necessarily really have anything to do with solo ads, but it was just a feature that I like of ClickMagic that I wanted to show you because I know that most likely you're probably sharing your blog posts and different things like that on Facebook. So this gives you an opportunity to not only share your post, but then also have a pop-up right in front of your traffic. So just wanted to show you that feature, those couple features. ClickMagic is really good. You get a 14-day free trial. Find out if it works for you. If not, you just cancel. If so, it is like a monthly charge. I think it's $17 or $19, I think, for 10,000 clicks, and then it goes up from there just depending on how much traffic you're sending. So, all right. Like I mentioned earlier, there's literally thousands of sources you can get for places you can go to find solo ads if you go on Google. But when you're first getting started, basically there's a couple of easy places you can get started on Safe Swaps, and also a group called Facebook. On Facebook, it's called Facebook Solo Ads Testimonials. Or I'm sorry, just Solo Ad Testimonials. I've got links to them both on my tools page, so go to boostyourmarket.com/tools and you'll see a link to it. And now let me give you a quick run through on those. Just 2 resources for solo ads, and there's literally thousands of places you can get solo ads. So if you Google, you can find all different kinds of solo ad providers. These are just two that I use, and I think are probably easiest to use for beginners, and I've seen good results with them. But with anything, you've got to test it for yourself. Be careful. Make sure you do your best, do due diligence to know who you're dealing with, and make a wise decision from there. Because the one thing about solo ads, it is something where there's going to be an investment. It is minimal compared to some other strategies, but it is still something that you're spending money on. So you just want to make sure that you're making wise decisions. So first one I'm going to show you is Safe Swaps. And now you're going to create an account with Safe Swaps, but they have a free version and a paid version. I don't do it's called Prime is the paid version. I don't do that one. I just do the free version. That's all you need to do, unless you're going to be doing list swaps and different things like that. But we're not talking about doing swaps or anything like that now. We're just talking about strictly just buying solo ads. So what you do is you'll log on. You create your account and you'll log on, and then you just look for solo ads. Now you can go to messages. Now if you go to messages, and then you'll have an option to go into chat, and right in here you'll have people in the chat who are offering solo ads and let you know what you have. Like right here, this is the offer where somebody wants to buy, but then this one, like here, says she's got clicks to go out now and all later and all week PM for a deal, and then you click on their profile, and you could click on everyone's profile, and you can see what they are selling and the different things like that. But you can also go here to solos, click on solos, and then what you can do is you can search. And it's just moving a little bit slow here. Or I'm sorry, you got to go to search. Solos would be if you had something set up, it would show up in there. But you can go to solos and then you just put like what you're looking for. Minimum 30 clicks, maximum 1,000 clicks. You can change this, and you can also put on here what you want to pay per click. You can start off 10 cents and go up to I think $1 per click. I don't usually do too much of the really low stuff, because when you find, it's been my experience that when you get really cheap clicks, you get really crap traffic. But you can usually find decent traffic starting at about 30 cents per click. So what you do is you put it in there, you put your range that you want to pay per click, and then you put what kind of rating you want them to have. Different stars. If they've been rated 80 times, that means they made 80 sales or 100 sales. Just depending on what number you pick there. I wouldn't do anything with 0 ratings. I probably wouldn't do anything too low. And you want to work with people who have positive reputations. Also, you want to know how quick they accept, which means basically how often they log on to accept offers, and sort by score, or you can sort by price. But exclude results. You don't want any booked or rejected results. And you can put niche on here. So niche. So if you're doing internet marketing or make money online or work from home, if you're doing health products, health and beauty products, you can put that kind of thing in there. Just whatever. But then you just go on search, and then people are going to show up. And then what I do is I just start looking at their ratings. These have 100%. And it tells you what they have on their list, if they have opt-in rates, if they have buyers on their list, what niche they go, your price per click, how many clicks they have available. So then you just would start clicking on them, and then just start reading their reviews. And I look at them as a solo seller. I don't really care about when they buy traffic. I actually don't like working with people who are buying traffic to sell traffic. I only like the people who are just doing solo ads. I don't want to buy traffic from people who are just buying traffic to build their list up, because there's not really a relationship there, and chances are that my offer going out to their list isn't going to convert because they don't have a relationship. But I just like to go through here and I start looking at their reviews. And I read the responses. I read the comments. I read to see what they do. I look to see, you know, if there's bad reviews. I like to see why. If it says, you know, it took too long, I like to read on here to see if it says they over-delivered. Just different things I like to page. I definitely always like to see that when it says somebody over-delivered. I like when people out here mention they've got sales. You know, like here's one where it says she didn't get her clicks, you know, or he didn't get his clicks. So, you know, there's always you want to pay attention to top tier. And another thing is you can click on the top. It'll show you here when you're looking at buy a solo, this little thing here, this map. You click on it, it tells you where the traffic comes from on average. Because SafeSwap also monitors your clicks, so they keep track of it also. So they know exactly where traffic is coming from. So you can see where it's coming from here. For her, it's coming from 53% is coming from the United States, and then the rest, you know, not so much, 5% from the United Kingdom, then India, Canada, Australia. Let's just look at another one, if I can here. Trying to back, it won't let me back. Let me see if I can, okay. We'll look at this guy, Derek. Same thing, you can check, see where his traffic comes from, 52% the United States. And this is in the top 5 countries, which is pretty close. You know, United States, United Kingdom, Canada are all ones you want to target. And then I like to get, you know, Australia and New Zealand in there also when, you know, when possible. If you were going to buy it, you would just go on here, buy solo. So that tells you more information when they accept, you know, how often they accept orders. And then swipe to send. You can edit your swipe. I think with your free account, you can only have, I think, 3 swipes, or it might have changed. It might just be 1 swipe to get in there, but you can edit it all the time. And then you go on here, just depending on how many clicks you want, and it's going to give you a price. Sometimes you get discounts for ordering more clicks. So you always want to pay attention to that. But the thing is I like to, like I said, look at those reviews from the seller, you know, from when they're a seller. I like to look at those reviews, and then it takes some time, but you can usually find, if you start going through, you can find people, like this guy, I know I've seen him around. You find people that are in the same industry as you, and sometimes you'll find somebody that are in the same, you know, business that you're promoting, and you will end up finding them, and then what you do is look at their reviews and see who they bought traffic from, and then a lot of times it ends up kind of leading you in the right direction and gives you an idea of some good sources. So that's just kind of a walkthrough as far as safe swaps, and it's just like anything else. You kind of got to click and go through and try it. You do have to like send money to your account on here through PayPal and load your account so you can make purchases through the traffic providers. Now here's another good group. This is on Facebook. It's called Solo Ad Testimonials. There's actually multiple groups on Facebook, but this is the one where I've seen the best results, because this guy, he started this group last year, and he keeps it pretty organized, and people are on here, they let you know if they've had bad traffic or if they got ripped off or anything like that. They let you know in here. But when people buy solos in here, they have to go afterwards. They're supposed to, in most cases pretty much everyone does, because everyone wants people to know who to deal with. They put the seller's name, how many clicks they ordered, how many clicks they received, how long it took, and results, and then comments. So you start looking at like this one here. He'll tell you, this Shy, tell you who he bought from. He bought from Eric Hodnet. He only bought 30 clicks. He got 70, so he basically got twice the amount of clicks he was looking for. 75% of them were from top tier countries. 51 or 53% opt-in, and then just comments. And you just go through here, and you just look through and see who people are buying. And what I like to do is I like to see sellers that I see in here multiple times. So let's see if we can find one. This video is already kind of long, so I don't want to waste too much time on it, but this one here, the seller's not even, you can't even click on him and contact him through Facebook. So chances are that he's got good comments for him, but if I can't contact him through there, I'm probably not doing that. But what I do is, I think I've seen this Maurice Hamilton twice, but I like to see people who are on here multiple times, and then because you get different reviews from different people and kind of get a feel for what results they've seen. And then also what you can do is contact, I think that's a Team Tista shirt there, so obviously this guy is in Empower. But what you can also do sometimes, you can contact the seller directly. Well, now I know he's definitely in Empower, but you can contact the seller directly, or you can sometimes contact the buyer directly. In this case, you probably wouldn't really need to because you know he's in Empower, so you can go ahead and contact them and go right for deal with them directly. But what I was going to say, sometimes you can contact the seller, contact the buyer, and just kind of see what the kind of results they've seen with your offer if you're sending to Empower or whatever biz op it is that you're promoting. Like I said, I like to see people who've got multiple reviews on here, and you just got to go through. I mean, there's updates all the time. I mean, multiple times a day. Good. There's a Maurice Hamilton again. So he's been here a few times, and it looks like he has good results. I mean, less than 24 hours, fast delivery, 43% opt-ins, had a sale. You know, some people will tell you what they are selling. Some people will tell you if it's like a $7 offer, if it was a $27 offer, it's a one-time only sale for $100. So a lot of times you'll see that in the comments. So let's say just go through here, pay attention, spend time with it. Don't spend a lot of money, and just test small amounts. A lot of these ones, I mean, it's going to vary, but you're probably looking at anywhere from 50 to, actually let's say 45 to probably 85 cents per click. So still under $1, so you get a good price on them. You can test them and see if it works out for your offer. All right. All right, I just want to wrap this up. I know I went a lot longer here than I had originally hoped to go and originally planned, but just wanted to point out that it's not going to be something where you get into right away and all of a sudden, bam, you're making a bunch of sales, unless you luck out and get a great provider right off the bat. It's something where it's going to take some time. You're going to do a lot of testing, test different providers, different sources, find your own sources, and then once you got a few that you like, scale up on those. And then you have a lot of great training in the actual products. Lessons 6 and 7 of the 15K formula are just incredible solo ad trainings. I mean, just everything that you want to know inside and out is in there from Shakir's training. And then for your follow-up part of it, you've got 8 and 9, lessons 8 and 9 from Tony Rush and Aaron Rashkin. That's going to teach you how to win over that list, especially when you're dealing with new customers or people that are new to your list. You're going to want to create that relationship. And then if you have access to ITF, the Internet Traffic Formula, then you've got your other traffic mastery, and then you've got the module in there, other people's list method. So there's a lot of good sources in there for you also. So if you don't have those products, make sure you jump on and get those products, because it's something where you definitely need to go through them and get it down to the science and learn the different ways you can do the paid solo traffic. So that's it. If you want to connect with me, you connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/jwilks21, and I will talk to you soon. All right? Have a great day. Thanks.
Thanks, Jay. I'm not sure people were seeing, they could see your screen, but I'm not sure it was just a collage of YouTube videos.
Well, you should have said something sooner.
I wasn't. Sometimes what we see is not what other people see. So I got my little phone, my big phone here, and I just had to send myself the message for the link because I didn't have one except for the admin one, and so I just now realized that what I was seeing was what we were sending out, I think.
Well, could you see it, Catherine, or no?
You're still muted, Catherine.
No.
Oh. And can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I couldn't see it, but I have a second computer, so I caught up with you.
So you could see it on your second computer?
I could see,
Yes.
yes. Well, what I did, I actually went to the video, and as he was speaking, I was watching. So I was listening on the Hangout, but watching the video on my other computer.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, okay. So you clicked on the link in YouTube.
You know, it said basic solo ad, so I just went to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully everybody else did that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, all we saw was just the collage of YouTube's, and we didn't see your actual video.
I took a lot of notes. It was a good presentation.
It was a good presentation. Yeah, I was just hopefully people were still able to get a lot out of it without seeing everything. Have you got any questions? I don't see any questions, but.
And they can look up my YouTube channel. It's just Jay Wilkes, so they can find my YouTube channel and find that video. So
go there and watch it, everybody. If you didn't see it or you didn't catch it, just go there and watch it.
It was excellent. I took a lot of notes, and the click. You said something about a click tracker. I
Click
use
Magic.
Click Magic.
Click Magic. Okay, I use a similar product called Trust Jacker to do the same thing.
Yeah, I've used a couple different ones. I just started using that one not that long ago. I seem to like it so far. So.
Okay.
But oh yeah, and that wasn't really. So if you're on here and you got a sponsor, you can see if they've got lead pages because they might have a link for you because that video wasn't necessarily just for this hangout. So.
Right.
So check with your sponsor if you're going to see if you're going to open up a lead pages account maybe and see if they have a link for you. Otherwise, feel free to use mine.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Right.
No problem.
And you mentioned something about the boostyourmarket.com tools. What exactly is that?
That's just a page where I have the links.
Oh, the links to the different products?
Yeah, boostyourmarket.com tools, yeah.
Okay.
Just like the products I talked about, so.
Okay.
I was trying to make it where it was just be a page and would go right to some, but it wasn't working, so I just put them all on a list.
Okay, great.
Okay. Well, that works. Any questions that anybody's seen? Anybody's got?
There's nothing really on here.
When you mentioned I have questions. When you mentioned the bridge page, based on what you said earlier, Roy, are we going to, because I was working on a bridge page today, we can use it as long as it goes, you're saying, to David's page?
Right.
Right.
As long as it goes to
Or
this
iPass.
video.
You can still set up your front pages to go to iPAS whenever it's live. And
you can
iPaS
also use it to go to. You can also use it to go into Dave's video. You just can't.
Right.
You can't talk and then go right to join.
Right.
Okay. Which is that viral blog page? Is that what you're saying? What if it's the affiliate marketing page?
If it's the one that says join, the link that just says join, what is it? Join ? ID equals your username.
Mm-hmm.
Going to that from anything, you need to fill out the paperwork.
Okay.
For compliance, for them to check it out and make sure you're being compliant.
Right.
I mean,
and it's from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like the regular. I mean, it sounds like they're more concerned about systems.
Mm-hmm.
All these people setting up different systems and.
right, like iPass, and Chris is going to take care of ours for that. If you're an iPass, you're fine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a question. I had another question about safe swaps. Have you had much success with that? And how would you recommend? I know you gave some increments of income, but how much would you say a good spend is to get a sale? Depending on the provider. I'm just using it as a hypothetical.
You mean how much do you need to spend to get a sale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how good your follow-up is on your emails, because there's people that are really good with follow-up on their emails that get sales, right away within spending, less than a couple $100. But if your follow-up isn't that great, and if you're sending like canned messages, there's people who have to send a lot more traffic. So it all comes into that follow-up and building those relationships.
Okay.
Because see, what's going to be different with iPass, we're going to have that $7 offer, and that's something where you're going to be able to go buy a solo ad, and you're going to get a ton of sales, on the front end, and then you just have to start playing a numbers game to see how many convert.
Right.
Whereas now, if you say you did 200 clicks, and I think Mike Hobbs says for the way they've got it is, and they were just using the regular videos that we have access to now. I think they're about 70 clicks for 70 clicks to get one sale. But they also buy clicks, 30,000 clicks at a time, 100,
Right.
You're buying a larger scale, so stuff just starts to average out, because when you're buying in smaller amounts, it doesn't, those averages aren't there. But when you start buying in higher amounts, you start getting more sales, then your averages start to come down.
Right.
With the tripwires, it'll be a lot. You'll see a lot more front end sales.
So my question is, and with the iPAS system, if the traffic is coming from elsewhere, and they buy the tripwire, then you can get the personal coach to upsell them. But if they are, say you already had this traffic, and I guess they would have to go through the tripwire to get to an upsell situation. Is that what you're saying? If you had independent,
Right.
Say you already have your list. If they don't buy the tripwire, they have to go through the funnel to get to the back end. That's what I'm saying.
And I had put that question out too and asked, but I hadn't got an answer yet, because before, in the last version, any $25 sale that came in, then your coach kicked in.
Okay.
But I don't know if on this one if it's going to have to come through that initial offer or not.
Okay. That was my question.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know yet at what point they're going to put the coaches on. I know it's not when somebody just opts in, because that would just be too. But do they have to get the tripwire, or do you get them if they just go straight and get the affiliate, or do they have to buy the $25? Or in this case, it's usually the silver package, but. So I would assume it's before the silver package. The coach would kick in. So we'll find out.
They're going to be testing,
folks. Just we'll find out. Those are nitpicky details that we'll learn about. The important thing is to know that don't wait. Start marketing now. And start studying the materials, 15K formula, and there's a lot of free sources in that you can use to, if you don't have much money, like David said, get the products, because the products will help you make the money.
Right, and that's the thing too. Like in that video, which I use that video for other stuff too, and I put in there. Go to the 15K. Well, when someone comes and says, well, I don't have the 15K, it's okay, well, then buy the 15K.
Right.
And then you have your answer. That's why you need to go through the products, because you need to know where to find answers and where to be able to send people, because then you send them to that product and then you got a sale.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the products tell you exactly what to do. And people who are, especially black card members who are sitting around waiting and they've got all the products, they should be studied. Like I said, the 30-30-60-30-90 rule. If you'll do that, that's just spending a minimum of 2 hours a day. And if you're serious about your business, you should be spending 2 hours a day. Listen to the Inner Circle for 30 minutes. Study a module for 30 minutes, and try to implement something you learned in one of those modules. Blog, study SEO and blog. This is for people who have no money, okay? But go out and buy a product, part of the products. 15K formula minimum. So blog, study some SEO, keyword searches, Study that. Do that for 60 minutes a day. And then do that for 30 days, and in 90 days, your entire life will change. Your finances will change. Your life will change, because listening to those inner circles, studying the modules, and implementing something, and do that every day. You've got to do it every day. Now, if you've got more money, then and you don't want to really blog, you're not really a big blogger, do some videos. Spend more time implementing the systems that you just studied. So you could just take 30 minutes to study a module and spend 60 minutes implementing it. So if you're not a big blogger and you've got some money to spend, I would do it that way. But that's just 2 hours a day, minimum of 2 hours a day on your business. This is not a, I know everybody's like, okay, iPAS 2 comes on, we just turn it on, turn the faucet, and it all comes, the money starts coming out. Yeah, that's true. It probably is true. Income disclaimers, you know, most people will never make any money doing anything, because most people don't want to do anything.
Right. You'll definitely make money if you don't do anything.
Yeah, you definitely
not
make any money if you don't do anything. I can guarantee that. That one is a flat-out guarantee. If you don't do anything, you will not make any money. But if you will work for 2 hours a day, and part of that is the inner circle, is studying things that will get your head right. If your head's not right, then you're never going to make any money. It would just be more by accident. You've got to get your head right, and then you can start focusing. That's why that's the first 30 minutes. Motivational material, the inner circle, do that for 30 minutes before you ever start work, because that will change your whole perspective. Because when you're writing sales copy, when you're doing, you're working in your modules, if your head's not right, you're not going to come across. You're just not going to come across with the sincerity and the motivation that you need to. It's all about the frequencies you're sending out, and it all comes out in your videos, it comes out in your blog, it comes out in your sales pages, it comes out in your everything. All right, Catherine?
Yeah.
What about your vibrations that you're sending out?
That's correct. It is, because it's true. If you're having a bad day, and there are times when I've made videos, I've gone on location, and it was just something it didn't look right to me, and so I don't use them. You know, there's some days that you're just not up to the task, and there are other days when you know you're spot on. So, I mean, even to, you know, you have to make those decisions. When you see yourself, what you're thinking is coming across, and like you said, you know, you have to stand in your moral authority. When you are selling something, how can you sell someone something that you don't even own? So, I mean, all these things are you standing in your moral authority. And so if you're telling someone to do something, I was listening to Dave on the call tonight, and they were talking about doing a live event or a live call once a week. Well, okay, so now you may or may not be. And then if you aren't, and then you tell your team members this is something that is expected, and you're not doing it as a leader, then how do you have the moral authority to tell them to do it? So people are going to model what you do. And it's very important for you to manifest the things, you know, so that it trickles down to them. I mean, you're saying, you know, you're building deep. Well, of course, it's like follow the leader. Whatever the leader does, you know, you model the behavior for them to do. And no one has a boss. This is you have your own business. But you can make suggestions to people. You can, you know, be a mentor. I've seen some people micromanage this thing, and I'm not into that either. But I think you have to be careful when you're working with adults as far as how you're going to, you know, present things. You have to make suggestions. You can't just tell people to do things.
Well, unless you're David.
And the other thing too is like I hear like I was on one of those hangouts today. I think it was Dave Woods, and someone in the chat is like, "Well, I'm brand new and I don't have anybody to do meetings with." Like all you gotta do is go on Facebook and be, "Does anyone want to jump on a hangout with me?" And you'll get somebody to jump on.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there's other people out there that don't have anybody else to do hangouts with too. And you get 2 or 3 people, and then before you know it, you got 5, 6 people that are doing them every week. I mean, my one on Monday night that we do was literally, I mean, there's one person on there who I knew that I met prior to Seattle, and then everyone else we met by chance in Seattle when we were all looking for something to eat. And now we do a hangout every Monday, and it's like 5 to 8 people like on the panel there, and it's all you do is ask people if they want to do a hangout. You're going to get people to jump on, so because it's everyone benefits.
By the way, I appreciate you guys because I would be very boring by myself every week. So it's really nice to have you. I do appreciate you coming on.
But then you can take those hangouts, and then you have the hangout. You put it on your Facebook and your Instagram, or not Instagram, but your Twitter or wherever you want to put it, LinkedIn. But then you also mail it out to your list. I mean, it's like you can reuse that same video. Catherine, I think, was talking about this a few weeks ago about being able to use a video and multi-purpose and use it, in so many different ways to market. And it's like there's a lot of opportunity out there that people can do that right now are just sitting in there asking questions about, when's this thing going to launch, and they haven't made any sales. And we all made sales, I think, pretty much last week. I mean, a ton of people have been making sales consistently. Yeah. And there's people right now who missed out on the 72 hours and the 4 days and all that, and now they're buying. There was people on there in the chat tonight. They were saying they're buying it, and they're buying it at full price. So they're still going to have those people out there that are going to be buying at full price. So it's like, and those products are selling right now without iPAS, like we talked about last week, almost the whole hour.
Yeah,
products
I got 4 all-in so far, and several other products, that are just random, But I got 4 all-ins and a bunch of, just single products of people just upselling one piece at a time, as they could afford it.
Right.
Couldn't afford all-ins.
Just don't
wait.
And
I know LinkedIn. I'm sorry.
No, that's all I was saying. Just don't wait for it to launch. Start doing stuff now is all.
Yeah, do something now.
Right.
Okay. Well, any last words?
Yes, I was on LinkedIn Sunday, and believe it or not, someone who just friended me was like, "Tell me about iPAS too." Okay, and she's a coach. Then on Monday, she hasn't joined yet. But I was so surprised to get that message, and that was the headline. iPAS.
Wow.
Then on Monday, a young lady who's a senior who just graduated from high school, she's a graduate now, she reached out to me. So LinkedIn, I know Lynn said it earlier, hint, hint, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, guys. There's your secret. You just learned it tonight. LinkedIn. Make you lots of money. Jay, last words?
No, just going to kind of what Lynn was talking about is that, she said somebody just graduated high school, and the thing is I was watching on earlier, I saw a group of some of the people off a Dream Team, and they, what do they call themselves now? I can't think of what the Young Guns. They call themselves the Young Guns, and it's a whole group of people under 25 years old, and they're making a killing in Empower. So it's like don't count them out either, because they're just as hungry as anyone. And there was just a big report that came out last week talking about how people in that age range, I think 18 to 22, believe that they'll never get the never get retirement and never get the the cushy lifestyle that you were taught that you would get if you just went to school, went to college, got a job, and then just retire and live your life. And a lot of people are starting to realize that if they don't do anything on their own, then they're in trouble. So there's a lot of people out there you can reach. As long as they keep making babies, you still got customers.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yes, there's a lot of people out there anyway. So we're not going to get. I don't know how many times I've been in the last 2.5, almost 3 years, since we started Empower Network, and I'm one of the original people. So that I've heard that it's saturated. It's saturated, but yet Vic comes along and makes almost $1 million in 1 month. So, so obviously it wasn't saturated. And right before that, I was hearing it was saturated. So, not saturated, folks. In fact, right now, we've got a whole network marketing groups that we are going to help them make more money than they've ever made before because they know how to go deep, and that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, I was watching somebody yesterday that was having a Facebook conversation with somebody, and they're talking about bringing, they've got a team of 10,000 in their downline, and they're setting up a meeting and doing a hangout and that. So it's like there's going to be some people with some big teams that are coming over.
Yeah, I've reached out to some big players. I haven't got a lot of interest yet because most of the big players, it's like, don't talk to me about anything. I'm in my thing, and I don't look at anything else. So, but hey, you might find one if you just keep out and reaching out. You might find one. Okay, well, we're going to shut this down. We're already an hour and a half into, and we will see you next week, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And share this with your friends. I'll put it's out on YouTube. And so share it and bring everybody on next week. And if you have questions about anything, about Empower, about iPAS, marketing, that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. So reach out to us, even if you're watching this after the fact, after the live, on the replays. Reach out to us, and I've got several people ask me questions afterwards. So. So you can do that. So good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.